when the KMA, when Kanata Muslim Association started its fundraising to establish the first masjid in Kanata, a conscious decision was made to limit the number of fundraising campaigns to just twice a year, once in Ramadan and another time about 6 or so months later, which happens to be around the fall time. Can you tell us a bit about why you came to this decision?
Yeah. So one of the things that we noticed was that in our Muslim community, there generally seems to be only one primary source. I mean, that's the case for many organizations, but generally, I think more so in the Muslim community, at least in our experience, there is an extra hard focus on simple direct fundraising, and there are very few other streams of revenue to support the organizations. And therefore, what people have become accustomed to hearing are constant appeals for funds. And this is even more so, amplified when there is a capital project going on. So, for example, the construction of a new masjid, a purchase of a property, establishment of a new school, things like that. So, it can be quite draining for people. And what we consciously decided was that we wanted to have of course, we wanted to reach our goals, inshallah we will, but we also wanted to do it in a pleasant manner so that our donors, our supporters don't become overburdened. We wanted to minimize donor fatigue. And what we found is that, if we made it clear to people that we had a plan and that we were only going to be asking them during two 30-day or 60-day periods a year, and then they would not hear about fundraising at all, we felt that that would give confidence to our donors and to our constituents, to our congregation, to our community, and people would be more excited, perhaps, and a bit more refreshed when we actually did ask them for support. And alhamdulillah, we found that to work wonderfully. It may not work in every situation, but in our case, we found that if we had whenever we've had a well-defined campaign that has had a name, that had a set time limit to it, alhamdulillah, the community has responded really, really well. And we have been able to stick to our promise of not asking for funds outside of those two campaigns, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, I think that I totally agree with you, and for sure, one of these two has to be in Ramadan because that's the best time of the year, and it makes sense to have it the second one distanced after it, and perhaps it's closer to end of year, which is also another time, a good time for fundraising. Jazakallah khair, very very good point. Yeah,
and it helps it helps people plan as well their purchases, their spending. It gives them enough time, through the year to replenish through work and, investment savings or whatever their sources of revenue are. So it just, it just makes it a lot easier. And of course, when everyone is giving as a jama'ah, you see it happening, it's a lot more, motivating, and it makes it, it's just much more of a positive and pleasant experience for all. Alhamdulillah.
Jazakumullah khair.